y'all. Good morning. We're supposed to be making biscuits today, and here's what I want to know before we start. I eat biscuits at night too, with fried pork chops or chicken or roast beef and gravy or whatever we happen to have. It is so good, and my mama cooked them with for breakfast too, and she cooked them with squirrel, rabbit, quail, dove, and deer with grits and gravy, and it tastes so good. And I want to know how many of you do it that way too before we get started. Good morning, sweet friends. Good morning. We got some new followers this morning, y'all. Thank you for sharing. I've got my white lily flour in my bowl. I've already sifted it. It's good and light, making me a bird nest. I'm using lard today to bake my biscuits, and what I did is I put it in the refrigerator. I put me some out in a bowl and put it in the refrigerator. I got a egg-sized piece right there. You can make your biscuits out of any kind of grease that you want to use. You could use butter if you'd like to. You can use lard like me, or you could use some kind of other solid grease. And you can make it with liquid grease, but be careful, because don't put on too much. There's another little egg size, chicken egg size. So we've got 2 things of grease in our white lily. This is self-rising. I wish I had a bag to show you, but I threw it away because I keep mine over there in that jar. I'm putting whole buttermilk in mine, and I would suggest, that was the last of that one. I'm going to get another one. I would suggest that you put at least, for a pan this size right here, probably a cup and a half. That might be a good amount for you. Or you can start with a cup if you want to, and then add a little to it. I may add some this morning. Take 1 hand, put it in that bird nest, and what you're going to do is mix the grease in with the flour. Like this. Pull a little bit in from the sides, but not from the bottom. Don't go to the bottom, y'all. Get it out here where you can see a little better. And you want to do this fast, and you want to get through fast, because the more you work your dough, the tougher your biscuits become. So do it lightly like this. And I've got it mixed in pretty good, but I think I need a little more buttermilk. Let me add just a scoop more. All right, there we go. Now then, I'm going to mix that in. Pull in from the sides. I've got my oven. You heard it just ding just then. It's on 500 degrees. Now, know this. The faster you cook your biscuits, the softer and fluffier they are. If you leave them in there on a low temperature, it takes so long to cook them that they get dried out, and you don't want that. All right, this looks real good right here. That's a good dough. See there? And look at this. Your white lily flour is totally dry. So just sift it for the next time, and you'll have it. And I put all my flour in my bowl. I use the same bowl every morning. I cover it with a cloth. I'll show you how to do it in just a minute. All right, clean your hand off with this hand, like that. And now we're ready to put a little flour on our surface. Let me move my bowl out of the way. Take your flour and kind of sprinkle it around. Like that. Not much, though. You don't want much. And take your dough out. Like that. There's a little piece I left in there. Let me get it out. And I'm just going to fold it over a few times like this. These are going to be so good and light and delicious. And wasn't that quick? Y'all, it's quick. It doesn't take but a second to do this. And then I'm going to pat it out. Let me wash my hands. Hey, I washed them, but here I go putting flour on them again. You want to have it like this to press it out. When my mother, when I was growing up, Daddy was a hunter. And he would go out and sometimes he'd go squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting, deer hunting. And he used, he had some, what he called fish traps or fish baskets is what it was called. He'd go down to Coal Fire Creek and catch some fish to eat. But Mother, if you use a can for your biscuit cutter, make sure it's got a hole in both ends so the air can go. Just press down and twist a little bit. And I put them on my greased pan, okay? But Mother, when he came in the afternoon, he would already have the squirrels or rabbit clean, or bird. Sometimes we had bird. And so he would do that. And then she would soak those, the bounty in salt water in the refrigerator overnight. And the next morning she'd get up, honey, she'd make us a pan of biscuits, and she'd fry those squirrel or bird or rabbit, whatever he had killed, in a little skillet and with some grease, and she would coat it in white lily flour. And then when they got good and tender, she cooked them with a top on it, real slow, like a smother fried. And then she'd make gravy. And if y'all never eaten grits and gravy, oh, that is so good. That's delicious. And she would make those, and we would eat them for breakfast. I guess we had, there's 7 days in a week, and we probably had biscuits 5 days, maybe, a week. And the other time, sometimes she'd fix oatmeal, or she would fix pancakes. She called them flapjacks, which were delicious. But I want y'all to try this. There's some of you still haven't tried it. You said you were a little bit afraid. Well, you haven't got anything to lose, have you? What you gonna lose if you try? A few minutes. Some flour, maybe. It's worth it, I'm telling you. Y'all go ahead and try it. All right, now when you here's where I am in my pan right now. But I'm going to take this little bit of dough that I've got left here, kind of just with your fingertips, kind of pull it up into some sort of something. And kind of redo it just a little bit. Like that. And start over, okay? But you people who have grandchildren that are young, y'all get them in the kitchen. I promise you, they can do this. They can do it. All right, I'm going to show you now then. We've got, I got room for one more biscuit. Let me put it right here. All right, we're fixed to pop these in the oven. You and I are going to eat a biscuit. Like that. Okay, this is the leftover dough right here, and put a little more flour with it. And you can use this for fried pies. Put it in the refrigerator, covered with plastic wrap, airtight, or don't put it in a bowl. Just put it directly in the stuff. Or what you can do, if you don't want to, you can add more flour to this and have those fried dumplings like I showed y'all the other day. But I think what I'm going to do today is divide it into 2, and I'm going to make me a little separate pan of biscuits. These are going to be my 2 today. This is some of your grandmothers did this. They roll it and put it in the pan, and then they take the back of their finger and do this. And you can see Grandma's handprint in it. I think that's special, don't you? So if you want to roll yours, that'd be great too. But just whatever you do, make them. All right, we're going to put them in the oven now. Okay, let's put our biscuits in on 500. Here they go. Mine, I put mine in early. They're almost ready. Okay, y'all, mine are ready. These are the two I did out like Grandma did it. My grandmother's cut their biscuits. Well, actually, I had one that cut and one that didn't. The other one rolled hers like this. But here they are. And I am going to open them up. Hot, hot, hot. Like that. And I am going to put, I like to put a pat of butter on mine. Do y'all put a pat of butter on yours? And it's so hot that, see, it just melts right on there. Of course, I've got my butter room temperature. This is some apple jelly that one of my followers made me. And it looks divine. Put my top back on it. One little piece fell off. There's the jelly inside of it. See that? That's good jelly. And a delicious biscuit. Y'all, it does make a difference of what kind of flour you're using. I'm sorry to tell you that, but it's the truth. White Lily is a fine flour, and I've been using it all my life. Actually, I'm 78, so that'll be a long time. Y'all, make you some biscuits. Please make you some biscuits. Don't go through life and having to eat what biscuits. Make you some real ones. You won't be wasting anything. You could make fried pies out of the leftover dough. You could add a little flour to it and get it real stiff and roll it out and make dumplings. I mean, learn how to use flour to make dough if you don't know how. Some of y'all already got it conquered. Love y'all. Bye-bye. And here's the big pan. All right, y'all. Love ya.